Hey everyone, Steven here again with another video on ChatGPT and how it can help you and your company succeed and strive over the competition by becoming more efficient and effective. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like down on the video, and a comment below on what other videos we can make about how ChatGPT can help out you and your company. For this video, we're going to talk about how ChatGPT can be used to help design and create surveys for your employees so that you can get some better insight into your company. So let's start off by talking about, are you unsure about what your employees think about the workplace? This is a common question that a lot of employers have. They want to get some additional thoughts on what employees are interested in knowing about, what their concerns are within the workplace. Do you want to know what your organization's strengths and weaknesses might be from the perspective of your employees? In this video, we're going to explore how ChatGPT can help you in the process of creating employee surveys and how it can help us create a better workplace for both you and your colleagues. The feedback we gather from these surveys is going to play a crucial role in shaping your organization's future goals, making improvements and enhancing the work environment altogether. First thing you're going to do, as always, is open up ChatGPT, just like I have here, and then you're going to want to enter for your first command something extremely simple. It's just going to be, let's go ahead and get some research. So we'll want to enter something like this. How do I survey my employees? And then just like that, like it has in all the other videos, ChatGPT is going to go ahead and start generating some advice on here's generally the scope in case you're wanting to create your own survey and do something a little bit more specific to your organization. ChatGPT is going to give you the outline on what a good company survey can be used for. These can be surveys on something simple like, if your company orders lunches on Fridays for employees, what type of lunches are the employees interested in? Or if you're doing something that's a little bit more detailed, like a culture and engagement survey, ChatGPT can help define what the outline's going to look like for that. So the first thing is you're going to define your objective. What are you actually trying to survey? It's always good to know what you're trying to get to as an end goal. You don't need to know what that end goal looks like, but what are you actually trying to get to? What specific information are you trying to gather? What are some of the details that you're trying to get some insight into? And then do you want to measure job satisfaction, understand your training needs, get inputs from new initiatives, gather insight into company culture? And then you're going to choose the right tool. So ChatGPT can help you figure out what's the right tool to use. Things like SurveyMonkey, Google Forms, type forms can all be used to help survey your employees, from a digital standpoint, but also nothing has ever going to replace the old pen and paper. Then you'll design the survey. Ideally, you want to keep your surveys fairly short, only 10 to 15 minutes. If they're longer than that, people are going to lose interest in it and either start just clicking to spam through it or just not give you, or just avoid filling it out. Assurance, anonymity. It's always good. Sometimes surveys are going to require people to have their names on them, especially if you're doing something like a culture engagement survey. You might want indicators on what departments they work in, how long they've been there, but you're going to leave specific information that can tie back to a specific person. You'll want to leave that out. And then communication is important. Even when you're doing a survey, it's important to explain to your employees why you're doing the survey. From a management perspective, the why is just as important, if not even more important than the what you're trying to do. You can have the best intentions on going out and doing something, even something as simple as a survey. If you're going to survey your folks, making sure that you're communicating to them is the absolute most important thing that you can do prior to the survey. And then timing is crucial. Make sure you're doing any type of survey. Make sure you do it in a reasonable time frame. If you're surveying people on what they want for lunch, usually a couple days, feedback would be appreciated. If you're doing something that's a little bit more complicated, might have some more dimensions to it, like a culture and engagement survey, it might take a little bit longer. And then the last one, I'm going to go ahead and jump to the last two, is share the results and action on the feedback. These are two areas that companies tend to struggle with when they survey. Is they'll survey and then it goes into a black hole and then no one ever sees or hears from it again. And what you just communicated to your employees is, hey, we want to know your thoughts, then we're not going to do anything about it. The important action is that you follow up and follow up and follow up. Make sure that your employees know, hey, here's what we got back from the surveys. Here's what we see from our survey results, and here's what we're thinking. And then based on what y'all shared with us, we've created an action plan, and here's what we're going to do, and here's the timeline of when to expect it. You never just want to leave out completely a group of people from participating in the actual follow through of the event. You want to give people the actual time frame and the results of what's going to happen. So now that we've used ChatGPT to help us define and kind of outline what a good survey was going to look like, let's use it to generate something that's a little bit more specific. Let's have it actually create a generalized culture and engagement survey for us. So we'll go ahead and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then we'll enter a command something simple like this. And like always, the more detail that you put into ChatGPT, the more information it can drive out. You can enter your company name. You can enter specific aspects of culture engagement that you want to provide in there. For this example, we're going to stick to something that's a little bit more high level. We're just going to ask it to create a culture and engagement survey for my company. And here it goes. And below it's going to go ahead and start generating a sample culture and engagement survey. And so it'll add things like what department do you look at, and especially for culture engagement, you want to be able to determine, are there concern areas in the engineering department, the sales or HR department, or where are you starting to see where are you starting to see concerning areas or positive areas? Is one department doing, exceptionally well? Is there something that you can learn from, your engineering department that can be taken back to the marketing department to help improve the overall engagement within the company? And then it's going to bring up some general questions that you can start rating. So rate the overall company culture from the way that you see it. How do you feel employees are valued within the company? It's going to give you actually specific questions that you can ask to your employees to get some real feedback on where you stand. It might not give you the exact answer, but it's going to start you along the trail of here's how we start figuring out where our concern areas are from a culture and engagement standpoint. And then from there, you can then start to work on how do we solve these and improve our company culture at large. So as always, thank you all so much. And remember that conducting employee surveys is not just about collecting data, but it's also about using that data. So as we said before, make sure that there's action, but make sure that there's visible action for your employees so that they see that you're working to improve and optimize the overall culture and overall atmosphere at work. So thank you all again for taking the time to watch our video. Now always stay tuned for more videos on ChatGPT and how it can be used to help you and your colleagues improve and succeed over the competition. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit the notification bell down below so you can be notified next time we create another video. And thank you again. Bye.